Familiar Wilson's Media. Relationships are the story.
You are made of meat, my friend, all the way down.
The following podcast uses words like and also. If you're not into any of that shit, then now's your chance.
3, 2, 1.
Run.
Super familiar with Wilson. Get it.
Welcome to Super Familiar with the Wilsons. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Josh. Amanda, I am a freaking genius.
Oh, is it because you did math problems really well tonight?
Oh, don't talk to me. Do we want to start with math? Why is it that we're trying to figure out this 8-year-old's math, right? And I don't understand why math needs to keep changing, because math is one of those things that shouldn't change. Math is math. 1 + 1 should always be 2. But this is the third iteration of math that I've personally witnessed. First, like me going through it and how much I freaking hated it, right? Then Andrew and Daniel went through it. They're in their 20s now, and that math was different. Like they had changed math.
It's new math.
Right. But now with Winthrop, who's 8, now math is different again.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on here? I think I figured it out.
Okay.
I think that whoever has been creating the math across generations, all of them had serious issues with their parents. Because all of them got to the point where they were like appointed to the math council and they said, fuck my parents, I'm going to do my math differently than them.
Yes.
Like this is the way that the nerds chose to rebel, is to do math differently. Because it's different now. I can't figure it out. I don't know what the hell is on this piece of paper that Winthrop needs to figure out and turn into his teacher. I can't help. I tried to figure out a thing tonight with you and me and him on the couch. And like, I figured it out. And you're like, well, you need to explain it to him how you figured it. I'm like, fuck no, I figured it out. Like that should be the point of math, is that you figure out the problem.
But then he won't know how to figure it out and then you kept trying to explain it and then you weren't even right. And then
I was right, by the way. I was right.
But you asked Alexa and she kept telling you a different number.
Well, because I kept slurring my words. That's a different problem.
This is why you should not do math after a Negroni.
Yes, but I got it right. The point is that I got it right using our, like, apparently we're the dumbasses with the old math, but I figured it out.
I actually don't mind this math because it is math in a way that never was taught to me. And it took me a while to figure out how to teach it when I was teaching, but it's really just logic and it's just thinking about it like reasonably. So anyway, we got through math, but you're a freaking genius and it's not because of math. Go ahead.
It's not because of math. I went out and I watered the our little back garden, which, by the way, we need to talk about my new obsession, and that is greening up our back garden. There's so many stories that I have there. They're all interrelated, because then we need to go back to this fight that we're having with the developers of our neighborhood who built this house next to us, right?
They sort of built it.
Well, they halfway built it, and actually they halfway built it before they finished our house. And that's 5 years that a halfway built house has been next to our house. And I'm going to tell you that this house, the siding was green, right?
Because it was the construction wrap.
The construction, whatever it was. I felt like I lived on a movie set for 5 years because this fucking like green screen against everything. Well, the house started to fall apart.
We get legit falling apart into our yard.
And I've talked about this before, but the part of the soffit or the trim of the roof fell and messed up one of your bird feeders, which you're still salty about.
I am salty.
Crushed some plants. And I'm a pretty easygoing guy. I don't like confrontation. But at that point, after 5 years of roofing shingles falling into our yard,
scratching out my car,
nails falling into our yard, and now that had happened, like I had reached the end of my rope, and I wrote a strongly worded email.
A strongly worded email.
To code enforcement, and then magically it got ripped down the next week.
Yeah.
I felt so powerful. My balls were so big.
Okay.
So
that's not an image anyone wants.
I know, but it's a euphemism for I felt so powerful for just sending an email. And then they had ripped this thing down. And damn it, if these people, they've mastered the art, these developers, of doing the job right, almost done.
Yes. Yes.
It's like you ask your kid to mow the lawn, and he mows the whole lawn except for like the 1 foot that's closest to the house. For some inexplicable reason, he leaves that unmowed.
Yeah.
That's these people.
Yes.
So what they did was they ripped the house down, and happy I was for it. And but they left the dumpster full of construction material in the driveway of the old house, just sitting there.
Yeah.
For a couple weeks. I'm like, well, okay, what's going on? So a couple weeks went by. I sent an email saying, hey, what's going on? No answer. I wait 6 days. I send another email. No answer. I wait 6 days. And the last email I sent was a list of all of the county and state statutes that I felt like that they were breaking or possibly breaking. And then miraculously, 2 days later, the dumpster full of the construction material disappears.
You guys don't need attorneys anymore. You just need Josh on an anger bent.
So, like I said, I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I'm feeling my oats, right? Because I have all this power through these emails. But then it hit me. I think I'm turning into my dad.
Yeah.
Which is not a good thing. My dad was the master of the strongly worded letter. Before
Yes.
He didn't use email, he would send letters. And after he died, I was digging through some of his old shit, and I found some of his old letters. And actually, he would send me, when he'd send a letter to someone, he would also send me a copy as if he's bragging, like, look what I did. The most ridiculous things that he would write, and he would threaten. And I don't want to be that guy. He once, because he sent me the letter that he sent to this company where he had a floor fan, right? One of these oscillating fans that broke. And he had written a few letters to the company asking for a replacement.
Yeah.
The last letter was threatening to call the FBI.
What were the FBI going to do?
Well, I have a feeling it was just a threat. It's just I'm surprised he went with FBI. He didn't even go to Better Business Bureau. He went straight to FBI. I don't want to be that guy. I really don't. Like, I'm happy to do something for you and the family and the neighbors by sending these emails. I just want you to just keep your eyes out for when I start making ridiculous threats, because I do not want to be that guy.
Then how do I stop you?
I don't want to be a guy where he sends an email, a threatening email to someone, and they get it at the office and they print it out and they frame it and they keep it in their office. I don't want to be that guy, is all I'm saying to you.
Well, at least you put yours into written word. I just disagree loudly and when I'm upset with things. So I took Muffy wanted to get her contacts renewed, right? But with our vision insurance, you can only use it once per calendar year for something. So she got new glasses this year in January, and so we have to wait until next year to use the vision insurance. So we were looking for just one of these, like, I just need to get my contacts exam, and then we can go to 1-800-CONTACTS. And so we go to the place, right? And it was not at all what it said it was going to be on the site. It was like, it's going to be a $99 exam and then you can get your prescription. Well, no. It wasn't $99. It was like $130 something. And also you had to order your contacts from them. Now, I am willing to concede that probably was in fine print that I didn't see. So that's fine.
Well,
because I needed contacts.
You need contacts.
No, those Muffy's contacts. I do wear readers now. But I am willing to concede that I didn't read the fine print. However, when we got there and she went back, she came out and she's like, Mom, it's going to be 130 something. Is that okay? And so I said, well, wait, this is what it said on the website. And the girl said, oh, yes, I'm just waiting for the power to come back on because apparently there had been a storm and the computer wasn't working. I'm just waiting for the power to come back on so I can show you that it still says that it's been changed to 130. I said, but last night when I booked the appointment, it said this amount. Yes. Well, it's really been 130 for a couple weeks, but it's not updated on the website yet. But here, I'm going to show it to you in like this email or whatever. And I said, no. You should honor whatever it is that your marketing is. And so I looked at my face and said, no, we're going. And as I'm walking out of the store, I'm saying, this isn't okay. You have something advertised on your website. That is the thing you honor until it's updated. Like, I get that you're telling me it increased. Go to Publix. The Publix promise is a thing. If it's marked wrong on the shelf, not only do you don't get the discounted price, you get it for free. Did you know this? The Publix promise is if it is misrepresented the price, you get the whole thing for free. I have worked retail my entire high school and college career. I know that when a marketing thing is up, even if that sale expired yesterday, you have to honor it. So I let everybody at Vision Express know as I was walking out of the door my displeasure.
Did you not ask to speak to the manager?
No, I didn't need to speak to the manager. I didn't need to Karen it. I just telegraphed to the whole place why I knew that they were wrong. And I looked at Muffy. I said, "I'm sorry. Was that embarrassing?" She goes, "Kind of little." And I was like, "I'm sorry."
But as you're skulking out, yelling over your shoulder, your impotent rage because nothing happened, nothing was changed.
Nothing was changed, but they needed to understand why they were wrong. My sense of justice very finely tuned.
Yes. Okay. So anyway,
at least you write emails. I just yell at people as I'm leaving stores.
All of this leads back to, I'm making the connections in my mind how we started this, is that I've kind of gone crazy because now we don't have this giant ugly ass house, right?
Yes.
Backed up, to our back garden. And so now I'm planting all of these plants because I'm so thrilled. I'm so happy but I think that I've kind of become like whatever the plant version of the cat lady is.
Oh, you have so many different plants.
So many plants.
You got palm trees, you got hedges, you got hibiscus, you got
and
lots
I don't
of things.
even think that these plants are supposed to be planted together. I feel like they're sitting there looking at each other. It's like, what the hell are you doing here? It's like, I don't know, dude. This crazy bald guy bought me and then plopped me here. There's so many. I'm out of control. I think I'm spending too much money on these.
I think you spent a lot of money on these plants.
I can't help it. I don't understand what's wrong with me, but I can't help it. I think it's just that the world has gone so nuts, so crazy, that I'm like, I'm just going to go over here and plant plants. Like, thank God I've not pursued something a little bit less innocuous, right? I'm not on a street corner yelling into a bullhorn. I'm planting, hibiscuses next to palm trees. That's what I'm doing.
Right. Well, that still sounds rather tropical. But you started this podcast by saying you were a freaking genius, so I'm still waiting for that part.
Oh my God, did I not get to that?
No.
So I'm out watering my plants today. This is how this all connects together. I'm out watering all of my plethora of plants, my forest of plants that it's in a 15 by 20 space here. And I'm personally solving the rainforest crisis in my back garden here.
That's right. Lots of oxygen.
My
coming
postage
from the
stamp.
Wilson's
That's right.
backyard.
So I'm watering all that. I left the sliding glass door open.
Yeah.
I come back in, and there are no less than 6 flies buzzing around. I felt like I was the freaking queen bee in the hive. It was so loud for the buzzing. I couldn't understand
That's when I got home. I walked in, and all of a sudden, there's just flies everywhere.
So loud, these flies. And so I'm losing my mind because I'm like, how the hell am I going to get these? I grabbed a washcloth. I'm waving around like a freaking idiot, like I'm what is it, Tom Hanks on the island waving at the plane, coming by. I'm waving this damn washcloth. And then I had a freaking brilliant flash, right, of how to get all 6 of these flies out. And I executed it. And once I started to use my method, I got them out in 5 minutes.
All right. So what'd you do?
So I a couple of them had flown into the laundry room.
Okay.
Right. So I closed the pocket door to the laundry room. I'll say, I'll get to those fuckers later. Right. So I'm chasing these others around the kitchen like an idiot, and then I'm like, well, forget that. I'm going to go into the laundry room. I'm going to kill those 2 so I have some sense of mastery, some sense of efficacy, and then I'm going to continue on my battle like Don Quixote against the windmills. So I go into the laundry room, and I notice that the flies are all gathered around the window. And I'm like, oh, wait a second. These flies are attracted to light.
They're just trying to get out.
Yeah. But whatever, you have these fly buzzers that they're attracted to.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my gosh. So what I did was the laundry room is connected to the garage.
Yeah.
So I open the garage door, turn on the light there. They go out into the garage. Right. And so now I've got this system where I turn on the light in the laundry room.
Corral them to different spaces.
No, I'm just like coaxing them into the airlock in like one of those space movies and then shooting them out into the void. So I turn off all the lights in the kitchen. I turn on the light in the laundry room. A few fly into the laundry room. I close the pocket door. I open the garage door, turn off the light in the laundry room, turn on the light in the garage. Brim, they go out. And it took like 3 cycles of that, and I got all those flies out. And I am a freaking genius, man. Call me the fly whisperer. Call me St. Patrick getting all the snakes out of England. That's how he did it. He coaxed all the snakes into the laundry room and then let them out of the garage.
Did he get him out of England or out of Ireland?
Wherever. I don't know where he got them out. There's no snakes in England either. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Okay. I'm not from over there. And I don't want all of our English listeners to email us about this. It's ridiculous. Doesn't matter. I am the fly whisperer.
Well,
this is all I'm saying.
I appreciate the stroke of genius because I just immediately went outside with the dogs. I couldn't take all of the chaos. And you texted me, "Where's the small vacuum?" So I thought you were going to start vacuuming them out of the air.
Well, that was one of the suggestions from the internet is to get a vacuum and just suck them out of the air. And I was dubious, but I was willing to try it. But you said you did not know where the vac
then I
was.
remembered where it was, and so I texted you and told you where it was.
Oh,
I
I
was out
didn't.
walking the dog.
I didn't get that text.
It was in the laundry room.
Was it in the laundry room?
In the laundry room.
Where was I? Didn't
on the
see
ground next to the
No,
dryer.
I kept looking up.
Anyway, but you didn't succeed with one. There was a fly carcass on the floor in the kitchen.
Oh no, I killed that one.
Yeah, okay.
That's one of the ones I got with the washcloth.
Yeah, because the dog tried to eat it.
Yeah,
And
well,
take
good.
it away
Well,
from
good.
him.
It's protein. What? They're trying to feed human beings flies now because they say that that's the food of the future.
I thought it was ants.
Ants and flies and insects and grasshoppers and all the things. This is going to save us. So you should have eaten that thing.
I didn't want it. Thank you.
So I learned how to whisper to flies and get them to do what I want them to do. Have you learned anything this week? This is a segment that we've done before. What have you learned this week? So I'm giving you an impromptu. Amanda, what have you learned this week?
Well, I have actually learned something this week. I learned something today. I did not know the difference between, abbreviations, right? Abbreviations is to make something shorter. I did not know the difference between acronyms and initialisms. Did you know that initialisms were a thing?
I don't know what an initialism is. What is that?
Okay, I learned about this today. It is an initialism is like an acronym, but an acronym can be pronounced as a word. The initialism is when you like
FBI.
NCAA, like you don't pronounce it NCAA, right?
NCAA.
So yeah, or
CIA
FBI.
or FBI, which my dad's going to call
right
on the fan
But
company.
I never really thought about this. The two types of abbreviations are acronyms and initialisms. But usually, the acronym for the Federal Bureau of Investigation is the FBI. Well, no, it's not. That's the initialism. Acronyms are abbreviations that can be spoken as words, like YOLO.
YOLO. So how is it that you learned this?
I belong to a WordSmart email. I read it occasionally. But can you name the two abbreviations, the two acronyms that have become actual words that they're no longer thought of as acronyms in the English language? I only knew of one.
NASA.
No, that stands for the National Aeronautic and Space Administration.
Laser.
Oh, maybe laser. What does that stand for?
I don't know. Scuba.
Scuba is one. I knew that.
Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
But
scuba.
see, we think of scuba as a word, though, right? Like we know like it's a scuba tank. It's this. We don't think of it as the acronym. Are you looking this up? Don't look this up.
Well, no, because I think laser is one as well.
Okay.
I feel like laser, light, something. Laser. I am looking this up. Tell me what the other one is.
Radar.
Radar. Damn it! I thought of radar.
But I didn't realize that radar was an acronym.
I'm sure that there are others as well. Laser. I think laser is as well, but I can't be bothered to read this whole damn thing to figure it out.
Too long, didn't read. That is an initialism.
That's right. That's excellent.
So it's just a little word nerdy kind of thing, but I'd never really thought about it.
You are a word nerd, aren't you?
I am a word nerd.
It is week 2 of my fantasy football league, and I think that it's entirely possible that out of all of the fantasy football teams that exist on this planet currently, I have the worst.
Well, there's got to be some sort of prize for that.
I think that I need to get that prize because I am here to tell you that I don't think that I've ever seen so low a score in fantasy football. And so, again, this just goes to show you, if you didn't listen to, I think it was last week's episode, I said that I let AI pick my entire team, right?
Yes.
I let ChatGPT pick my entire team. This is the worst team ever.
So what did we learn?
That we have nothing to fear.
AI is not going to come and take over.
But also, this thing with AI, it is so prone to mistakes, right? And we've talked about this before. It is so prone to like mistakes that like I would make. Which is to say that if you ask it a question, it's actually worse than me because ChatGPT or some of these other AI things, they have access to all the information, right? But apparently they can't be bothered to look it up.
No, they tell you they're looking it up, though.
Right, but they don't. They make stuff up. I was doing a thing for work the other day where I was trying to justify a this or a that, right? And so I asked for the industry standard of something or another, right? And it gave me an answer. I'm like, okay, well, good. Please give me the citations so that I can look these things up and I can just verify. It's like, oh, well, actually, I don't have actual citations. These are more anecdotal. I'm like, okay, please then cite the anecdotes that you've taken this from. Oh, well, actually, and it reached a point where I'm like, well, where the fuck did you get this information from then? It's the most ridiculous thing. So that AI now is no better than humans.
It did it to me the other day. I asked it, I always ask it for, so if I'm saying like I need evidence-based strategies on teaching text evidence, whatever, in middle school, and then I will say,
well, sure, if you put in that prompt, it's not going to return but rubbish because what did you just say?
Right. And so I tell it that it needs to research only peer-reviewed scholarly journals, right? And then I need in-text citations with the research that it brings back to me and then an APA citation list. And it does that. And then I'm like, okay, cool. And I click on the links to make sure that these are real articles, not phantom articles. And then I like read through it a little bit. And then it gave me a table of something. I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm going to use this. So then I asked it for the citations for the table and it said, oh, I synthesize things to make. Okay, please tell me where you synthesize this from. Well, it's kind of general guidelines from like what's out in the world. So it does the same thing to me.
AI now is no better than you asking someone, where'd you hear that? And someone saying, my Uncle Frank told me.
Right. Yes. Yes.
No, absolutely not. Ridiculous.
It's my favorite too when I will say something and then I go, well, you make it clarify, oh, you're absolutely right. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. No, thank you.
It's ridiculous that. I had a weird social situation that you're aware of that I want to share with the listeners.
Okay.
I was told by a friend of mine that a friend of his thought that I hated him.
Those were strong words.
Yeah, it was a really weird thing. So I get a text from a friend of mine who's doing a project for me, and in passing, he says, oh, and this guy, I was talking to him about you, and he says, I think Josh Wilson really hates me. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That was really weird because this guy, I've met him like once or twice. I don't think I've ever like had a full conversation with him, never interacted with him to any appreciable degree. And so just out of the blue to be hit with, this guy thinks I hate him.
Yeah.
I freaking hated that. That drove me crazy. I couldn't believe it. What would you do in a situation like that? You'd probably just let it go, right? Because you wouldn't care.
No. Of course I'd care. I mean, I'd talk to people, but I mean, a lot of people think I don't like them when they first meet me.
Do they?
Yeah.
You're so freaking delightful, though.
Thanks. Or it used to be like that. Or like, I mean, I got that a lot when I was younger because it was like they thought that I thought that like I was better than them or whatever, but it was more I was just like intimidated by them, but they were intimidated by me kind of thing.
Wait, but how would that manifest that they thought that you didn't like them and you're intimidated? In other words, you would ignore them or like how would that shake out?
Yeah. Or I would ignore them or I would come across as aloof, but really I was just being like shy, I guess. I don't know. Because as far as extroverted as I am, I'm still rather insecure. So anyway, it doesn't matter. Do you hate this guy?
I don't hate this guy. And I didn't know what to do. So The first thing I did was I texted my friend back and I said, "Oh, tell him that I'm just really shy." Or tell him that what I said was tell him that I'm due for a new prescription of glasses. So
Well, and probably hearing aids, because what I think happened is this guy probably tried to talk to you and you didn't hear him because you were probably like in a crowded place. And then he was like, well, that guy just ignored me. That's probably what happened.
I think that is what happened. So I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to put my friend in the middle of it and do that middle school thing where I was like, yeah, tell him that. Give him a piece of paper that I've checked that says I like you or whatever. Right. So what I ended up doing after stewing over it, like this past weekend, not this past weekend, but the weekend before last, like I was thinking about it all the time.
Yeah.
Is I finally just got this guy's number from our friend and I called him.
Yeah.
But
he did not answer the phone.
Well, I don't think that people like taking calls anymore, is what I think. People. I know that I'm not used to taking calls anymore. I'm not used to answering the phone. So I called him, no answer. I left a voicemail message and he texted me back the next day because that also happened. I left him a voicemail message around like 5:45 at night. No answer that whole night.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, what?
Now he hates you.
Yeah. So then he texted me the next morning. He said, hey, got your message this morning. I'll call you at lunch. I'm like, great. But at the same time, I'm like, I can't believe I just called this guy.
Yeah. I was surprised.
Well, it's not my usual move, but I'm trying really hard to not do everything by text.
Yeah.
Like face-to-face means so much more. You can get...
That wasn't face-to-face, friend.
I'm sorry, hearing face-to-face, but then hearing the person's voice. Shut up. Hearing the person's voice and at least having more cues to go on what the person's thinking, what the person says or whatever. So he said he'd call me at lunch. He didn't call me at lunch.
Yeah. Were you like really starting to stress?
No, I was starting to let go of it. Actually, I was like, okay. I was kind of like, I've done my bit.
Yeah.
I've done my bit.
That's fair.
But Gainesville's so small.
Yeah,
that
really is.
I figured I couldn't just ignore the situation.
Yeah.
Because like I'm going to run into this guy again. And bless him, he seems like a perfectly sweet guy. So I finally, like the next day, just texted him and said, look, I would have rather have done this by phone, but I just want you to know that whatever I've done to make you think this, I apologize. Mm-hmm. The reality is that there are certain situations I get into where I have extreme social anxiety. Mm-hmm. And number one. And number two, I never assume that people know who I am, mm-hmm. which is a weird assumption to make. Number one, I'm in Gainesville. Number two, I've been in some prominent positions in different jobs I've had. And then number three, I, have had my artwork shown out in the community and people have purchased it. And I used to be in an events, a promotion little thing with my friend Jacob. But I still don't assume that people know who I am. So I told him all this. No, it's not. I'm not humble. I have extremely social anxiety, like I said, extreme social. So I explained all that to him. He said, oh, good. I'm glad that it turned out that I didn't offend you. So he thought that I had somehow taken offense to something he had said.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm so glad that I dealt with this.
Yeah.
So anyway, I said, I'll buy you a beer next time I see you, case closed. And so I don't know when the next time I'll see him is.
Right.
But yeah, so that's that.
Well, that's good, though. That was very mature on both of your parts.
More mature by me, I would say.
Well, I mean, he did leave you unread for a while.
So there you go. And that would be my recommendation for you this week. If you have any weird, dangling sort of social situations, go ahead and take care of it. Amanda, do you have any recommendations for the week?
No one likes to be told what to do.
Yeah, and now is the time of the program where we tell you what to do. Amanda, what should you do? What should we do? What should they do?
Listen, it's spooky season. I love baking. I love cozy. the Halloween Baking Championship started today on the Food Network, so you should go watch that and enjoy the spooky. And it's John Davidson. And am I remembering that John Davidson hosted Super Sloppy Double Dare, or is that just, am I remembering that wrong?
Dude,
that was Mark somebody.
I don't know. Mark
No,
Summers.
that was Mark Summers, and then he did the like unwrapped like thing where it taught you how like Tootsie Rolls are made. And
I'm
stuff.
quite certain that whenever this shit came out that you're talking about, I was already a grown ass adult, so I didn't watch any.
You don't
of that.
remember Super Sloppy Double Dare?
Freaking didn't watch Nickelodeon, right?
Yeah.
No, dude. I was like, no, I was an adult.
I don't. Okay, that's fine. I was like 12 and you were 17, 16. So yeah, that would have been weird. But no, they would do things where like they'd ask you questions and then you'd have to do the obstacle course and there would be like a giant nose and you'd have to stick your hand up inside with all the green slimy. This is where the Nickelodeon slime came from, and find something in the big nose, and occasionally to be extra gross, the big nose would have a big zit on it. This is the Super Sloppy Double Dare.
Very good. What's your recommendation? I've already forgotten.
Watch the Halloween Baking Championship was not hosted by Mark Summers.
All right. Very, very good. You all go do that. All right, Amanda, that's all there is. There is no more. What do you have to say about all that? I caught you mid-yawn.
You
I'm
did.
so sorry.
That's what I had to say about that. No, we are recording on a Monday night. We typically record on a Sunday morning. And so I'm just struggling with the fact that it's dark out this window where usually I'm watching the lovely birds in the trees.
Okay.
So I think that I'm happy I got through it because I'm just tired.
All right, there's a couple of people that we want to give special love and attention to. Actually, 3 people that I'm thinking of, and I'm going to go ahead and put the positive energy out for them, and I'd like for you to think about them as they're going through things. Refined Gay Jeff, of course, we are thinking of you right now. Our friend Karen is going through a bit of a time right now. We're thinking about you. And then also our friend Terry is going through a time right now. We're thinking about you, Terry. These following people are the people without whom we would not be able to do this show. We'd like to thank Josh Scar, who played the horsefly today. Keep showing up where you least expect him. Monique from Germany played the fruit fly. Tiny International, always around the good stuff. Matt was the firefly, glows brightest after dark, mostly near coolers. Antonio was the housefly, everyone's seen him, no one can get rid of him. Leo, the mayfly, shows up once in a while, lives fast, gone by morning. Ryan Baker, the gadfly, constantly stirring things up just for fun. Refined Gay Jeff, the butterfly, technically not a fly, but fabulous enough to bend the rules. Joey. Danny Bucket's the dumpster fly. You'll find him where the action really happens. Chicken Tom, the horsefly junior. Clucks, pecks, and still manages to annoy the cattle. Mark and Rachel are the dragonflies, elegant in tandem flight, but don't cross them. And Dan and Gavin, the cluster flies. Never just one of them, always in a swarm. Thanks, you all. We appreciate you. We love you. And we do what we do because of you. If you out there would like to be on that list, if you'd like to contact us about anything at all, email us at familiarwilsons@gmail.com. That is familiarwilsons@gmail.com.
I'm just waiting. Are you done singing to us?
I'm done. I'm done now. So, folks, until next week, Amanda's going to go straight to bed right now.
Night.
We'll talk to you again. Take care of each other.
All right. Go be kind.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.